You are now in tune with the broadband Ponies.
Yeah,
Let's go.
money talking over here. I don't understand the broke boy. We don't even speak the same language. We view life from a different angle. I put my flaws on Front Street, so they cannot put me on blast.
No.
Did a bid, came home, turned the trap into a podcast. The best damn podcast.
You already know what it is.
The best damn podcast.
This is what we do.
The best damn podcast.
Let's go.
The best damn podcast. We the greatest, we the greatest. Tell them haters they can hate us.
Yes.
Never switch up on your homies for the latest sensation.
do that over here.
Keep calling us toxic, screaming out, change up the format. Now watch how they copy us. Numbers jumping through the super chat.
Next year,
The best
720.
damn podcast.
J-Dub.
The best damn podcast.
Neff.
The best damn podcast.
And MM2K.
The best damn
Let's
podcast.
go. Yes, sir. You are now in tune with the broadband Ponies.
Yeah,
Let's go.
money talking over here. I don't understand the broke boy. We don't even speak the same language. We view life from a different angle. I put my flaws on Front Street, so they cannot put me on blast.
No.
Did a bid, came home, turned the trap into a podcast. The best damn podcast.
You already know what it is.
The best damn podcast.
This is what we do.
The best damn podcast.
Let's go.
The best damn podcast. We the greatest, we the greatest. Tell them haters they can hate us.
Yes.
Never switch up on your homies for the latest sensation.
do that over here.
Keep calling us toxic, screaming out, change up the format. Now watch how they copy us. Numbers jumping through the super chat.
Next year,
The best
720.
damn podcast.
J-Dub.
The best damn podcast.
Neff.
The best damn podcast.
And MM2K.
The best damn
Let's
podcast.
go. Yes, sir. You are now in tune with the broadband Ponies.
Yeah,
Let's go.
money talking over here. I don't understand the broke boy. We don't even speak the same language. We view life from a different angle. I put my flaws on Front Street, so they cannot put me on blast.
No.
Did a bid, came home, turned the trap into a podcast. The best damn podcast.
You already know what it is.
The best damn podcast.
This is what we do.
The best damn podcast.
Let's go.
The best damn podcast. We the greatest, we the greatest. Tell them haters they can hate us.
Yes.
Never switch up on your homies for the latest sensation.
do that over here.
Keep calling us toxic, screaming out, change up the format. Now watch how they copy us. Numbers jumping through the super chat.
Next year,
The best
720.
damn podcast.
J-Dub.
The best damn podcast.
Neff.
The best damn podcast.
And MM2K.
The best damn
Let's
podcast.
go. Yes, sir. You are now in tune with the broadband Ponies.
Yeah,
Let's go.
money talking over here. I don't understand the broke boy. We don't even speak the same language. We view life from a different angle. I put my flaws on Front Street, so they cannot put me on blast.
No.
Did a bid, came home, turned the trap into a podcast. The best damn podcast.
You already know what it is.
The best damn podcast.
This is what we do.
The best damn podcast.
Let's go.
The best damn podcast. We the greatest, we the greatest. Tell them haters they can hate us.
Yes.
Never switch up on your homies for the latest sensation.
do that over here.
Keep calling us toxic, screaming out, change up the format. Now watch how they copy us. Numbers jumping through the super chat.
Next year,
The best
720.
damn podcast.
J-Dub.
The best damn podcast.
Left.
The best damn podcast.
And MM2K.
The best damn podcast.
Let's go. Yes, sir. Ah. You are now in tune with the Broadband Bullies.
Yeah,
Let's go.
money talking over here. I don't understand the broke boy. We don't even speak the same language. We view life from a different angle. I put my flaws on Front Street, so they cannot put me on blast.
No.
Bdpp came home, turned the trap into a podcast. The best damn podcast.
You already know what it is.
The best damn podcast.
This is what we do.
The best damn podcast.
Let's go.
The best damn podcast. We the greatest, we the greatest. Tell them haters they can hate us.
Yes.
Never switch up on your homies for the latest
Don't
sensation.
do that over here.
Keep calling us toxic, screaming out, change up the format. Now watch how they copy us. Numbers jumping through the super chat.
Next year,
The best damn
720.
podcast.
J-Dub.
The best damn podcast.
Left.
The best damn podcast.
And MM2K.
The best damn
Let's
podcast.
go. Yes, sir. Ah. You are now in tune with the Broadband Bullies.
Yeah,
Let's go.
money talking over here. I don't understand the broke boy. We don't even speak the same language. We view life from a different angle. I put my flaws on Front Street, so they cannot put me on blast.
No.
Bdpp came home, turned the trap into a podcast. The best damn podcast.
You already know what it is.
The best damn podcast.
This is what we do.
The best damn podcast.
Let's go.
The best damn podcast. We the greatest, we the greatest. Tell them haters they can hate us.
Yes.
Never switch up on your homies for the latest
Don't
sensation.
do that over here.
Keep calling us toxic, screaming out, change up the format. Now watch how they copy us. Numbers jumping through the super chat.
Next year,
The best
720.
damn podcast.
J-Dub.
The best damn podcast.
Left.
The best damn podcast.
And MM2K.
The best damn
Let's
podcast.
go.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, we live.
Oh, we are?
We live. Yep, we live. We are live. You guys don't see the show up in front of you? I got it up.
No.
No, let me
Pull
yeah.
it around.
We live. We should be.
Are you
Yeah, I
on Twitch,
see it.
maybe?
I see
now?
it.
Oh, I see it now.
I see it.
I had to go to his channel and find it.
Yeah. There's a problem. You guys would be so kind if you hate my guts. Be so kind. Just hit the like button and share it out. Because
It still ain't popping up for me on your channel.
Yeah, I had to like directly click on his channel and it was like on the front.
Yeah, I just did, and I still can't see him.
That's right. I'll send you the link to it.
I tagged you. Let me see. Let me see. Wait. Yeah, I put the inbox.
All right, I got it. God, that's messed up. Yeah, I got it.
Shit, brother.
Yeah. Man, shout out to Bob Pound Max. Pause. I speak English. SS9 Vegeta. Rate the Emperor. Antoine Trimble. The Real Culito. Main UPTDC. What's good, brother? Rodrigo Cunha. What's good? Tip Diamond. Xavier Collins. Venla 28. T Easy. What's good, brother? Scepter Status. We got Ricardo Perez. Was good. Cade Smith. Elysium Core. We got Miss Fee. Was good. Jersey Finest. Alucard. The King Vega. Was good. My PlayStation brother.
Y'all.
Marcus Moore. Billy Gunn. Damian Johnson. Flippin'. We got Spider. We got Burger Boy. T Harris. Night Star Games was good. We got Buck Bet in the highs. Xavier Collins, Cold Blood Sensei. Who else we got? Phantom Kraken, aka Joe Hansel, my brother, was good. Riz Bees, Zura 995. We got Xbox has no games. LOL. Xbox sucks
Sucks
ass.
ass.
It's in the house. We got Drunken Master. We got Feedy 803. We got T Harris. We got who else we got? Tyrone Edwards was good. We
Xbox
got
is
my brother Sam Walton was good. Was good. Was good. Um Man, who else we got? Karan Williams, Rudy Perez, Tony Moe. We got Showstop in the house. The Lando Little. uh, Samurai Nova. C Dub 357 was good. You Love Dalvey was good. Bam Bam. Shout out to Sony Profit with the $5. Sup Z and me.
What's
And
going
my
on?
fellow bot kicker King J Dubs was good. My brother was good.
Hold the
We got
line.
Def Jam Bam was good, brother. Was good. We got Rashado. Yujiro Hanma was good. Always showing love. Always
What's my
showing
bro? What's my
love.
dude? What's my dude?
PS Gamer 84 is in the house. We got Noah in the house. We got Pumpkin Queen. Was good. Was good. The Avenger. We got Calorex. Was good. That's everybody. Let's
Cali,
get
right? Let's actually shout you guys out. Like I said, man, there's an issue with YouTube. There's always some issues, right? And well, anyway, it was hard for me to connect, and then like it's not showing up properly. Be so kind, hit the like button, share it out. We're gonna have a entertaining show that haven't been live on anything like that in a minute. We haven't been live, but since last time we been live, Friday, Saturday, shit. Last time we been live, Friday, Saturdays. Been a minute.
Yep.
Been a minute.
yeah.
I've been on Twitch playing again. Hey, yo, listen, I ain't lying, bro. These gaming streets is on fire. It's sad. No, I'm gonna say this. I'm hoping everybody's well off and get help. It's sad we can't really enjoy the hobby that we love because of this motherfucking this coronavirus shit, man. You know what I mean? I mean, just think about. I'm in here joking, bitch. I got the Wuhan. I'm like, this shit's real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this shit crazy, bro. This shit is wild, man. But like I said, as you guys come in, hit the like button. Try to shout you out. Actually, still posting this thing in the some of the groups. It finally popped up for me. We got an amazing show today. So since the last time we intervened, actually we pushed it back from Friday to today. Still gathered. We got so much shit, man. Tweets and stuff, man. I'm telling my Pony brothers, man. Listen, man. This ain't the battle you want to die on, man. Like, yo, they talking about knocking me smooth the fuck out. Send me over to the PC, man. Talking about trading me to the PC master race. You know what I mean? You better all sweat it for the Switch community. Like, god damn.
Oh shit!
Damn.
they trying to send you over there? Oh shit!
Yeah, they trying to do your boy dirty, man. Unless I thought y'all love me for my. Unless I know my integrity is always in question, but we ain't saying GRG. We ain't have fun, man. My man, not J. Well, no, what's it? Not to be confused, but J Dub, J Love out there threatening people. He done lost his goddamn mind. Like, shit crazy, bro.
Man.
He said he gonna knock
See, they say
out
there's only
Pumas,
one way
bro.
out, one way in, and one way out.
Yeah,
PlayStation.
yeah.
Hey, they got them bangers, man. I ain't listen. I mean, they got them bangers.
Yeah. Let me pay the bill real quick.
Okay.
We got Sony Profit with the $5. Thank you, brother. He said, once I get this Trump stimulus, I'm getting a bottle for the Mad Dog, Swisher Sweets, and straight to Twitter to break jaws, bro. You goddamn right, man. That's what you need to do.
I know. They would get. I think they need to. We were just talking about that. I'm up the air, man. They need to send a household in America at least $2,000 a month. Cause they try to look out for these big ass companies, man. These big companies always get tagged, but let's get ours first. You know what I mean? Like, for real, man. Like, I'm gonna say this right before we go live. Like we supposed to be the world's most powerful goddamn nation, right? Don't get me wrong. Unless I ain't been the biggest Trump supporter, but I ain't gonna lie, man. He said China want their name on anything but this virus, but they should have me dying, right? But them jokers built the hospital like in 11 days, man, with 10,000 beds, man. Jokers over here ain't got no like this shit is crazy, man.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that, man. Like, it's really real. Like, man,
we'll never do that and be like that, Z, because we're so rich,
greedy,
and we're so greedy. We feel we don't have to do that. The last time America really worked hard was during World War II.
Yeah,
when we doing the Great Depression and stuff. They was able to take care of everybody by going to war. And I'm gonna tell you this, man. War has gotten this country out of a lot of financial things, and it wouldn't shock me if something like that was to happen again. Just to try to,
Scary stuff.
Yeah. I can't, bro. Bro. I know say gaming is a selfish hobby. Like the nigga to stand in line or not stand in line at midnight. Nigga, did you sneeze on me, nigga? Like I'm telling you, hey, bro, I want my console, bro. Like shit, man. Let me go. Listen, if I got to go out this shit, let me bear me with that motherfucking Series X and that PlayStation 5. Make it so like, hey, you know what, babe, grandma, before y'all bury me, take the SSD out. Right, if I get the heavy even faster. Bugging the fuck out. You take the SSD out that mode, put that bitch in my top, because don't bury me in a suit, but bury me in a sweatsuit, you know what I mean? Put that bitch in my top box, I can have it even faster, man. That fast ass SSD, man. But anyway, like I said, man, look, motherfuckers going down on Resetera. Like, it's been going down every goddamn way, man. Like, these motherfucking Twitter streets is crazy. I can't even keep up with it, man. I can't even keep up with it. Every other day you got an article. Like, man, hold on, let me get right here. Let me see, right? Let me bring my screen up. Let me get this up, the actual show up. Hey, there we got a different article. Let me go to presents. Here we go, presents. Let me mute this here, right here. Every day we got a goddamn article, man.
Yeah. Listen, and it's the sad thing about it, Z, is the same companies putting out rotating articles. One article is the PS5 is gonna, in some ways outdo the X, and then vice versa on the next day on the next article. So, but it's some entertaining stuff, man.
But no, you know what's crazy though, right? At the end of the day, right? Like motherfucker, like I said, it's entertaining. Like at the end of the day, but sometimes, like motherfuckers just use common sense. Like some of this shit be crazy. Like look. I'm just, like we gonna get into the Resetera shit. They went over there, motherfucker, cracking jaws, hitting me. Like, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? I'm dodging shit. Like, yo, Xbox got some dog shit ass games. Gun they ass with that shit, man. Like, so pin their ass to the wall with that till they show us other. Fuck, man.
Look, man, gaming's a selfish hobby. They don't want just the games. They want the power. They want everything. They want the bragging rights to everything.
Power don't matter.
They
ain't been acting like
it hasn't. The last 3 years it hadn't.
It ain't even about the game no more. It's about SSDs that been on the market.
Yeah.
They got GPUs and CPUs built inside these SSDs. These SSDs out here doing everything, boy. I told you.
Two times as fast.
Man.
Twitch drama. So I got the first slide up on screen. This is some Twitch. This is some Buck shit.
This is Buck Nasty Paws fighting for his name. We're gonna play a few minutes of this and then onto the.
It
is. There's a ton of dudes. Good record labels.
Oh man, don't tell me y'all finna play that.
All kinds.
Oh man.
Bat Records. Like, damn, that's my name.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
Shit. That's why I can't be Buck that on Twitter. Somebody took it.
Oh man.
Somebody took that shit.
Oh shit.
You motherfuckers is
why
fun.
can't be Buck. Somebody took it.
I swear.
I'm dead serious. I'm dead.
He did ass, bro. He did ass.
That nigga Buck listen to everything. Buck listen to everything, bro.
He did motherfucking ass, man.
That means Buck had no problem with anything he was saying the moment he heard train. Wait, so Buck, you
on Twitch.
No, we
Buck, so you telling me you like King and Punk
was on that shit.
But you telling me you like King say all them words, but as soon as you heard training, bro, that dude around for you.
I was muted.
Punk that was like,
I kept saying it. Oh,
the
bro,
memories
come
that
on.
they had. So your scoring summary from today's game. From today's game.
No, because that is worse. Like,
he said that's totally unforgivable.
You say that the other shit.
He broke up that one day. He said he dropped the bomb on me.
He said that is totally unforgivable.
Yeah.
Tired of Kingsblow with his condescending bullshit. Hey, Buck, what happened last night on the when you playing the game, man?
I was on.
So you nodded out, you nodded out. An hour and a half to get the stream started. Show them.
Oh no, they're talking. No, they're talking about today.
Oh, you nodded out today.
No, they're talking about man. Beth was lying.
Oh, never lying.
Fuck it. got in the game. I kept saying, "Hold on, I got to get through the goddamn
Condescending bullshit.
Yeah, it's gonna take you an hour to get through that shit. Watch.
No, fuck me, you were not the same.
Nah, watch what they do. Because that's why I started getting mad. That game, they make you go up and down these stairs, like over.
Hey, yo,
that's
Buck crazy
shit.
as hell,
Just
yo.
yeah,
It's about to say all types of shit out of this mouth.
I kept saying, just come on. When I get in the game, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
When I get in the game.
When me and Neth get in there, it'll be fun. Stop.
Yeah, I think we played enough of that.
And sure enough, when we got in the game, he was having a good time. He was like, "Yeah, this is pretty good."
Hey, yo. Is this a slide?
Yeah, that's just the background, so you just move on from that.
Hey, hold on. I was trying to move it, but I couldn't. All right. Oh, okay. That's just the full screen.
Yep.
All right.
There you go. Move on to where the meme's at.
All right, hold up. All right. I got it here. All right, here we go. All right, next one. All right, we got it. All right, boom. I got that.
There we go. So tomorrow is gonna be the release of Bleeding Edge. So I just wanted to go ahead and play this trailer. We're gonna say pause in advance before we play the trailer, and just give our thoughts on Bleeding Edge because we all here played it except for Post Up, ironically.
Talking about Bleeding Edge? Oh yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah. And also pause before you play that shit.
Welcome to the Bleeding Edge Battle Arena, or BBA, as I like to call it. Today we've got two teams ready to clash in a battle for cybernetic supremacy. Let's break them down.
You got it. Every team needs to start college.
Today we've got two teams
and whether they
ready
yank or spank or hold down those interest rates like a bank, the tank is the foundation you're going to want to build your team around.
That's right. The aggressive play, ability to absorb all that damage,
Total meat shield.
and disrupt the opposing team's game plan. Gotta love it.
Speaking of love, can we talk about the damage class for a second?
Do tell.
There is no greater satisfaction for me than melee. Picking off those low health losers, just love me a good stealth kill. Mwah.
Remind me to never run into you in a dark alley. Now, I prefer to keep a little range between me and the opposition. You gotta support those supports.
Speaking of supports.
Yes, never run into you in a dark
unsung
alley.
heroes
I
of the
prefer to keep a
battlefield.
little range. Without solid support, you ain't winning this one, Todd.
Who's Todd?
It's all about keeping your team alive. Have those dodges ready and assist your damage team.
Wow, I am gonna need some emotional support after this match.
Aren't we all, Todd? Aren't we all?
Yeah, that shit is dog shit. That shit is trash. That shit is straight dumpster juice.
Dan, did you hear him? He's talking about spanking, keeping a distance in a dark alley, emotional support. The fuck is this advertising?
Man.
So, we all play Bleeding Edge. I can't... I don't know, man. It's on the verge of being dog shit. That shit is mediocre as
I disagree.
but you haven't even played it.
Come on, Post.
I think the game is going to do better than what y'all think it is.
Bro,
I'm not talking in terms of Metacritic. I don't care. I'm just talking about in terms of fan base and the community.
Xbox guys.
I think it's going to be do a lot better than what y'all think it's going to do.
Post, they ain't got nothing else to play, so of course they're gonna try to make this to be the Crackdown 3 hundreds of hours.
Y'all got to excuse.
Did better than what we thought. That's no dog shit.
Y'all got to excuse my brother, Post.
Hey, look, I'm not making it out to be a Crackdown 3. I'm just saying, I even saw some ponies. The greatest list in the pony community is playing it and enjoying it. So, I mean, I think
he was feeling a certain way after Horizon. He was feeling a certain he was feeling a certain way.
I just think the game gonna do good.
Y'all got
I haven't played it. I don't think I'm gonna play it. I might give it a try, but I just think it's gonna do better than what people think.
Anybody playing that shit, man?
Hey, I will say this: this game need to be free to play. You got Warzone out here free to play.
Well,
you got Fortnite.
Technically, it is though. Technically, it is. It's in Game Pass.
Now, what's the ticket on this? What are they selling this motherfucker for?
Was it $30? I don't know.
Yeah, you know a motherfucker like can't make going up to
$9.99.
Game Pass is not free, brother. Let's stop.
When you go to Taco Bell and get your
you still gotta pay for it though.
Listen here, I can grab a Pop-Tart and play Bleeding Edge.
Hey, but I've been to Taco Bell like 2 weeks ago and I ain't seen nothing about no Game Pass. Stop lying.
Hey yo,
I can play Bleeding Edge if I buy a Pop-Tart.
Hey yo, but what's
Curtis like he got me.
hey yo, what's the sticker price on this motherfucker? What they ask? You don't make it on double dip.
$29. Is it $29.99 or $30?
Yeah, it's like $30.
I think it's gonna be. That's a good price. That's a
bro. See,
Nah,
that's what they should have did.
$30 is a good price.
It should have been
put this
$9.99.
game out free to play, and then gave you like skins and stuff with Game Pass. That's what they should have did.
Hey,
You
bro.
don't need to charge.
This shit is trash.
Well, with Game Pass Ultimate, you're gonna get free DLC and stuff like that
Oh,
anyway.
bro, you gotta get people in the game, bro. People like the Game Pass is a wall. Some people not gonna pay that $9.99 or the $1. You know what I'm saying? They play
There's too many good games out now.
If it's free to play, people will
Let me
try
tell you something. The only time I hear Bleeding Edge is dog shit is on this show. That's the only time I hear. You go on Twitter. You go on Twitter and people are saying good things about it.
No,
who are these people?
They're saying it's not as bad as they expected. That's what they're saying.
Now, if you're a pony, you gonna call anything Xbox, whether it's good or not. You still gonna call it.
Hey, I played more. I guarantee you, I played more of this game than you did.
And guess what? You said it was a really good game.
I ain't never said that. I don't know what you're talking about.
That was in there with me. That was in there with me. Never
on that one. You need to receipt on that
busy
one.
cooking
No,
pizza.
never and I heard you say that Bleeding Edge was a great game after the update.
I did not say it.
Can I say this? Paul?
Neff, you ain't gonna back me up, Neff.
You need the receipt, brother.
Y'all gotta excuse my brother Post Up. He came through the scene talking about I heard good things about Grounded. He had a chart, laser pointer and shit.
Good
things about Grounded.
Long you ain't even have to put me out there like that.
Hey, Post Up, you do have a bill though.
Yeah, we got.
It must be about me. Go ahead.
What's for $2?
You know how we
Next
do.
stop hating on Bleeding Edge.
Facts.
Oh shit.
Hey, no, this shit trash, man.
Tell that to the
Oh
pimp.
shit.
Hey, yo, hey, bro,
Hey,
hey,
let me tell you
Batch.
something. Z said Ori was trash, and look who was playing that shit.
I never said Ori was trash. I said
You
Ori
did
was
say
hard.
Ori was trash.
No, I never said that. I said Ori was
Hey,
hard.
see, here's the thing. Posts act like if you try something, if you give it a try, you love it, and you give it a seal of
Nope.
Somebody gave Z that code. And,
You know what, Kratos?
That is true, Post.
Nope.
That is
Kratos
true.
act like
And you know why? You know why that's true? Because when I was streaming, what's that game by Obsidian?
Shut up, boss.
Yes.
That motherfucker. Hey, yo, I was like, oh, I got two people in here now. The other one was Post Up. See, I know you love this game.
No, Kratos think if it's developed by Xbox Game Studios, it's automatically trash.
I'm just saying, look at the template, though. You can't fault him for that, though.
I predicted a long time ago this game was going to be a 50-60 Xbox template. It got 69 written all over it.
Okay, we gonna see.
It's probably the 70s.
You said it was a great game, though, and I'm sticking to it. And that's
a 70 game for Xbox.
What's the difference between a 72 and a 69? No,
he was in there with us.
It's gonna get at least a 70.
You know what this motherfucking game look like? This game look like an add-on to Sunset Over. Come on.
I would say this though, bro.
Y'all is disrespectful. I can be all around this.
If Warzone hadn't dropped 2 weeks ago, maybe people would have gave this a chance. But
man, I can't be around all this negative Xbox sentiment.
Okay, but with the bill here,
this shit is not good for my Xbox scheme.
Yujiro with the $2. Next Gen 720 is confused about his sexuality. Facts.
Damn.
I don't know about that one.
Oh shit.
Bleeding Edge. I don't know about that one. But anyway, speaking of negative energy, let's go ahead and go to our sponsor of the day, the PlayStation Nation reaction to Mark Cerny.
Oh shit.
My man said, "Where do you see my specs?"
Turn that up, son. Turn that up.
Yo, that nigga was sound like the English man.
Beat your mics. It's hard to hear him.
16,
All right.
15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Show me the future of gaming. Let's go. Hell yes.
One eternity later.
And why PlayStation 5 has the feature set that it does.
Bro, come
now
on.
Comes the fun part. We get to see how the development community takes advantage
The
of
fun
it.
part?
I'm hoping for the completely unexpected. Will it come from audio, ray tracing?
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Of the SSD,
Please
or
show us
something
what the
else?
console looks
I
like.
guess we'll find
Please.
out soon enough. Thank you for your time.
What?
God damn, bro.
Hey, yo. I had some ringing back there. You want to get this mic? I had some ring right quick.
I'm not gonna lie, that was everyone's reaction. But Sony Prophet with the $5. I got more time in Ori than Post Up. He said he's moving, shaking my head. And we need with the $5. PlayStation fan should have realized something was wrong when Crap Gamer flipped to your side. He's always on the losing side.
Hey yo,
Max. That was tough right there.
Hey yo,
he did the countdown and everything.
Hey yo, I ain't gonna lie though, this might have been worse than that shit Microsoft had going on in 2013. This motherfucker, it was bad. Then he was
Y'all
whispering.
better not never talk about not a nan other inside Xbox after this.
Yo, but my thing, why the fuck was he whispering? Hey yo, for real, that nigga got his dead grandmother's first wife, his cousin-in-law, and his uncle Big Jed from out in the back of the shack. Look at this shit here, bro. Like this.
Oh, man.
Hey, bro, I keep telling you, I'm just real shit though. I'm real shit, right? No cap, right? If my man Yoshida was still in charge, we wouldn't have got this dogs. I don't know
That wouldn't happen. That'd never happen.
Sean Layton,
y'all don't think so?
Sean Layton would have never
hell
did
no.
that.
Nah,
Sean Layton would have never
Okay,
let that happen.
let me tell you how that's false. Let me tell you how that's false.
Oh, shit.
When they broke out the PS4 Pro reveal, when Mark Cerny came out there, y'all was saying the same exact.
Hey, bro, this wasn't this. This wasn't that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
No.
This right here was bad.
Y'all was talking about.
Let me tell you something. Sony was more excited to show the PS4 Pro, and they showed gameplay with it. They showed Horizon Zero Dawn with it, explaining the
What about the original PS4?
Explain this to me, J-Dub. Why does Mark Cerny use words like we expect, or was it we expect? He's talking theoreticals. I'm hoping you devs will surprise me with this weak ass hardware we're showing. Shit like that, bro.
Well, here's the thing about it. You got to know what theory is, right? When you say T-flop, what is a T-flop? It's theoretical calculation of what
theoretical is.
He's a scientist.
T-flops are solid.
Listen,
well, all I know, y'all ain't got the PlayStation 5. Y'all theoretical 5. Fuck nigga. Theoretically, y'all don't know what that
do we have the theoretical games post?
No,
theoretical.
Here we go.
Theoretical
we ain't got them theoretical games.
But I ain't got to start up the car, J-Dub.
All I know is devs are behind the scenes saying Sony fucked up, so y'all got some dogs.
I got a gang load of devs that says the opposite.
We together. What y'all do with it?
Of course, first party go come out and cap after they showed that.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Well, speaking of theoretical, I know the Xbox One X is missing theoretical frames right now in Resident Evil 3 in the next slide.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's because of marketing. That's because of marketing.
He said he not here. He not here to see.
Ain't nothing here to see. That because of marketing. I'm putting the Kratos.
Console is yet again defeated by the world's weakest console. That's some dog shit.
That's because of marketing.
No, listen. Call of Duty was the same way. Has better performed. Like, what is it? The world's most powerful console is not living up to its title. Y'all expect the next generation for it to change? It's not gonna change.
Yes. Kratos, they had to inject some type of enthusiasm into Sony and the PlayStation Nation. After Sony showed that dog
Media buyers.
After Sony showed that dog shit, they say we need to help Sony and their community out right now because it's just despicable right now.
Post. If we go with your tinfoil hat theory, then how does that explain Ori and the Blind Forest?
Hey,
Will of the Wisp.
Shit, God damn. I am legally deaf right now. I didn't
Post it up, still moving. Go ahead. Go to the next slide.
I didn't hit next slide, brother.
You got a bill.
Shout out to Crimson X25 with the $5. He said, yo, I felt like I had homework due after that PS5.
Hey, yo, but that motherfucker was bad, though. Hey, man.
Yo, no problem. Everybody hit Twitter like, what the fuck was he talking about? What did he say?
Hey, yo, I couldn't hear the motherfucker.
This SSD's godly.
Yo, Ponies took that motherfucking SSD. My thing, I was looking at the number, 819. What the fuck? I could get a full T-flop, Sony? What the fuck? Like, that shit was just weird, man. Man, my God. My boys going together.
They dropped the ball. You called it, though. They dropped the ball on this one.
Hey, man, I've been telling motherfuckers behind the scenes, man.
They got caught slipping. And then what's out there is that Microsoft tricked everybody because from what I'm hearing, they sent them a GCN dev kit. Well, around 10 teraflops.
You heard that from PRG.
Yeah. No. Sony them thought
Xbox forums.
Sony them thought Microsoft was around 10 T-flops, and Microsoft tricked their ass.
Microsoft pulled a Sony. Like Sony sent out a 4 gigabytes of RAM PS4, and then that shit was like 8, right?
Yeah. Microsoft sent out
Sony.
10 teraflop dev.
Microsoft doing the same thing. Hey, let me ask you this: is Microsoft doing the same thing with these games like Grounded and Bleeding Edge and Battletoads?
Look, you know what?
Are they trying to fake Sony out?
Kratos, we're gonna have to get this straight.
Are they trying to fake Sony out with them duds?
Kratos, we're gonna have to get this straight. When was them games announced for the Series X? We're talking about. I can see on the X right now. You good?
Listen, are those games not made by the same people that are making the next generation games?
Those are back compatible games, and they're not next games. They are bad games.
They're still the developers. They're the same developers that's making next gen games. If they making shitty games this gen, they're most likely gonna keep making shitty games.
So we'll talk about this. You got that Black Panther. Y'all got that Black Panther game coming over with the little Panther.
Shitty game into a great game.
No. You got that Black Panther game up with that bogus.
Is that a first party game? Nope.
And then you got the la.
Fighters Within. This generation's lowest rated game. Fighters Within Connect.
You know what? I hope Battletoads come out crushing it. Because if it do, it's gonna be because of you, because you marketed the hell out of Battletoads.
Listen, Post, I'm gonna make a bet right now. I'll give you $100. $100 if Battletoads make a 70 on Metacritic.
Okay, that's a go.
What the hell I got to lose?
I ain't gonna give you $100. I'm just gonna say you won.
I'll take it.
I'm gonna tell you. Okay, this is what I do. If I can't give you $100, you know I'm out here scrapping. But I changed my Twitter name to Kratos was right.
Shit.
Hey, but on the topic of speaking money and shit, GameStop's tripping right now. So apparently, video game retailer GameStop just sent a memo to all its staff, and this is like last week or so. But they want their staff to keep their stores open even during state lockdowns, and they tell the law enforcement it's okay because they're essential retail. Yep. Now, knowing that California went on lockdown, this is their response. Where stores are shut down today, they tell Kotaku that they're being told to use personal times, which is limited to assistant managers or higher up, or file for unemployment because they will not be paid while the stores are being closed.
Hey, yeah, but they lost their license in PA.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah, they suspended their license. That's how they made them shut down in here.
I don't even think these motherfuckers gonna be around next gen, bro.
Why do you think they're so desperate? They wouldn't do this if they weren't that desperate.
Yeah. The coronavirus will kill this company. They have to stay open. And if not, Then by the time all this over, why's you?
I'm gonna say this, but I'm hesitant to pre-order my consoles from GameStop.
I'm not getting my shit from Best Buy. I mean, I wanted to go to Best Buy, but I think they close Best Buys down.
Probably.
Yeah, more than likely.
Decent, they closed this motherfucking antique boot shop. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I just shit. I might have a choice but to order this motherfucker from Amazon or Microsoft, whatever. Because this like this shit, this motherfucking shit don't clear. But these motherfuckers, I've been telling motherfuckers about GameStop, bro, for forever. I haven't done business with them in years. You know, I rarely go into GameStop. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, the name of the game at GameStop was fucking over the consumer and developer. That's all it really was.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's the name of the game over there.
I know what they greed has came back to bite them in the ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give a motherfucker. No, you know what got them though? Motherfuckers. This generation more or less went digital, like sitting in your ass, like
even at full price.
Yeah, like I gotta go wait, and then they do the sales. You know what I mean? They got the digital sales or whatever the fuck. Like I can take last time I reserved the game, went out that motherfucker, stood in line to get a goddamn game. Like that's old school as hell, man. I'd sit in my house and unlock that motherfucker when it comes.
If their prices wasn't so janky, it wouldn't be that bad. But you go buy a $60 game, a 5-star rated game, trade it in the next day, they want $5.
Yeah, no, yeah, but that's one thing. Like motherfuckers, the real shit. People gave Microsoft shit at the start of the generation about the DRM, right? And so Microsoft credit did a horrible job at explaining it, right? It wasn't that it couldn't take to use games and nothing like. But when you went into GameStop to trade in your game, right? GameStop was forced to give the developer a piece of whatever was traded for. You know what I mean? And you wouldn't be motherfucker like you said. I just bought Assassin's Creed, whatever, Black Man in the Hood, right? Just bought that shit Tuesday. I go trade it into you. You give me motherfucking $17 for it, right? But you turn around and sell that bitch back. You turn it around and sell that bitch back for $55, right? So check it out. So not only is Ubisoft competing against EA, Konami, this and the other, right? They also competing against the motherfucker that's selling their stuff. They be quick to throw these numbers. We putting $2 billion back in the gaming industry. Fine. But that's $2 billion is not guaranteed to go on new merchandise or new, you know what I mean? That's how we get this repetitive role of get another Call of Duty or another this, another that, because developers games are very expensive, very costly, and be scared to step out on a limb or a ledge to try something outside of the quote unquote template. You know what I mean?
That's why I like what Microsoft was doing with the initial Xbox. They was gonna have it where developers could have got a piece of the profit. And also, gamers would have been able to trade or sell games to each other
for a couple times.
Yeah, Microsoft would have just took a percentage to make sure it went back to the developers. People were so caught up in, even though the messaging was wrong, people were so caught up in that always online shit. And what do we have today? Our phones online, our TV's always online, our systems is always online. Some of these games we have now, you can't play without online. It's crazy.
Here's a problem, though. Here's a problem with that, right? Microsoft, I believe they had good intentions.
They did.
But nobody would have been able to hold their feet to the fire and make sure that they gave the developers this or made sure that they did this. Because check this out, right? It costs these companies little to nothing to do digital distribution. It costs them a lot of money to package it up, to ship it, and to do all the physical. And yet we got the same cost for physical as digital. So yes, the intentions was well, but these greedy companies, man,
I disagree, Kratos. I disagree because you ain't hold the GameStop feet to the fire, fuck nigga.
No. This is across the board. This is not a knock at Microsoft.
Yeah,
this is everybody.
You know what? Check it out. You know what?
Sony, everybody. They don't want to give up that money, bro. They're not going to give up that extra $10 or $20 that they save by not shipping.
I see what you said.
You know why though? You know why that can never go nowhere though? Just being realistic. Because they still need the brick and mom and pop stores or whoever the fuck to sell their consoles.
Yeah.
So they get they do. You know, when you walk into what do you call it? The PC market is totally different. You know what I mean? Like you barely see physical copies of PC. Everything's digital, right? But they still need with console gaming set up to you to walk into Walmart or whatever the hell you're going to buy. You know, because Walmart stuff probably sells more games than anybody. Go in there, you know, how you gonna sell, they gonna cut them. We selling your box. you want to charge $45 for it on digitally, right? But I got it right here for $60. Unless games come down all across the board, and we know that ain't happening. So that again, that's not gonna happen no time soon. You know what I mean? But games are becoming cheaper digitally. You know, as the time goes on. You know what I mean? And they also have to follow suit every 3 months. Maybe drop the shit down to 3. Most games was 64 when they come out. 3-4 months from now, they about $30. You know what I mean? But you're right. They should be cheaper because we're not. You know, but again,
we thought they were. Remember, we thought they were going to be cheaper.
On that note, technically, I mean, you can game share. So I mean, you do have the ability to get.
And that's not an advertised design for Sony or Microsoft. They don't advertise that. That's not necessarily a feature. That's a roundabout way that
that's all really
do that. Yeah.
Well, Microsoft was going to do that from jump with the always online. They was going to allow you to share your whole library up to 10 people. But I do agree with Z. Just like you have people that don't believe in banks and keep cash on them, you got people that don't believe in shopping online and they always want to go to the store. And, you know what I'm saying? Like that. So
that's a tough time right now. Then.
Yeah. So, well, they don't force people online now.
But speaking of GameStop, you know, like how the GameStop always used to advertise pre-order Call of Duty here, you get the special knife. When's the last time you saw a GameStop commercial? I can't think. I'm trying to think about it. I don't remember.
They're hanging on by a thread. Shout out to Sony Profit with the $5. Sony, I'm not a profit with the $5. Say we haven't heard anything about game prices for next gen. Do you think they will stay $59.99?
And part of this discussion is the reason why. The fact that they haven't priced digital for what the reason why Z said, and the fact that they're charging that extra $10 or $15 or whatever it may be will help keep the price down. You see what I'm saying? Because they're making up that gap.
Now listen here. Of course they're going to say, because developers always say, oh, the budget keeps going up, making games generation after generation. But you have to realize, right, that yes, the budget of those games may go up, but the process of how you create those games and how you deliver those games are the same across the board. You still use Amazon, you still got your shippers, you still got the same people that box it, and they're still printed and pressed in China. So it costs these developers, these companies, maybe a penny a CD, a penny a disc to be able to get that printed. So they can't come trying to say, well, we got to raise the price up by extra $5 or $10. We're going to say, okay, guess what? How about this? We buying shit digital anyway. That costs you not a dime more in your process.
That's my issue right there. That's my issue.
Wait, Mouse, what's going on with you, brother? You all right? Your mic?
Oh, my bad.
Sound like you on a CD.
It's like,
that was he had that Stadia shit unlocked. He was ready to go.
My whole perception of this was that once things started going digital, that the price of games were going to drop.
They do. I mean, they are cheaper digitally. I mean, Sony and Microsoft got sales every week.
No, I ain't talking about just sales.
But it's not.
I'm not talking about just sales.
You talking about going from 65 to something else?
Look, if I go in the store, I expect the game to be physically $59.99. If I'm purchasing it digitally, give it to me $49.99. Because you're what? Digitally? You don't have to print up nothing.
You need those retailers.
You don't have to print up nothing.
Post. You understand what I'm saying? Post. All right. So if you who's Walmart and
I see what you're saying. They're gonna compete against the big companies that they're trying to sell.
Check it out, right?
So they got to keep the price the same.
I'm gonna give you a prime example, right? When Microsoft was coming out talking this digital shit, even though Sony was gonna do the same thing, right? They just kind of said quiet on it, right? Who went out there and processed the Microsoft first? GameStop, right? Stop taking pre-orders, right? That's what the hard.
Yeah, they went against Microsoft. They were shitting on Microsoft too.
So again, you can't you can't unless it's gonna be that across the board. I understand what you're saying, and I'm not. I'm always for, because they quote unquote for the little man, for the consumer. And again, I said the same thing. Obviously I know some people don't. Once I said that and had that conversation, but if you have noticed, this generation games have become cheaper, quicker than they were before, because everything's bam, everything. Like, I mean, before you think I'm thinking Puerto Rico even we didn't have a conversation. I said, before as where we get games now, right? Remember, you had Mario or whatever the case may be. Those were big. But now you have these huge multiplats that come out every month and they're bigger than whatever exclusive. You know what I mean? So we're always into, that's how we get this back catalog. What you on? What you on? This just came out. I'm on Doom. I'm on this. And that forever just keep moving. You know what I mean? You might have had a great gymnast slip. That's why, you know, after 3 months or so, Assassin's Creed dropped down to 30 with all the DLC. Just my mom's waited 3 months. We see that shit all the time. You know what I mean? But we be wanting that shit right now. You know, to play that, you know, I'm like, that's the type of motherfucker. I really need that shit day one to play that motherfucker, right? Whether I get to do it or not, but they can't offset that because again, you need these motherfuckers to sell the keys to the car. Now, if everything was just digital, you got to buy digitally from the Microsoft store, buy digitally from the Sony store. Then you're right. If there was no more Walmarts, then you're right. It shouldn't be no fucking, you know, you know what I mean, or whatever.
I think they'll price out. They'll price out the stores which they need them. I see.
Still, you know what I mean?
I didn't even think about that.
That's why I'm Otis. That's why they pay me the big bucks, bro. I made a
on that note.
Say
Tobacco. What Z saying? There's a lot of games that are digital only, and they do come out at lower price.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but you do smaller games, right? You do have a lot of, and again, and that's another way around it. You do have a lot of games like I doubt if Bleeding Edge get a goddamn physical release. If they do, god damn it, Microsoft. You know what I mean?
They are actually.
They are.
God damn.
They are doing the physical release.
Yeah, like $30.
They need their ass whooped. Let me knock dead on Phil, punch dead in this motherfucker. What the fuck is you doing, fam? Knock him smooth the fuck out, right? You know what I mean? But you know, like, you know, online only, whatever the fuck the case may be. But that it is what it is. But look, let me say this one thing. But to be fair, Microsoft totally dropped the ball with that at the start of this generation, right? You had my black ass that they beat. I ain't doing this shit. Capping for a company more than they capping for their goddamn self. One thing I will say is when they had, I'm going to take you back here, what they had in place with the 360, they had these cool hip motherfuckers like Jay Allard, or you know, Mike Beck, that can actually explain what was this, and that's how I felt. I mean, I went to see the 360 in person when they had them into the Jacob Javits Center in New York. You know what I mean? I think it's around the corner from Madison Square Garden, so the Jacob Javits Center. I got to see. That's when I found out about the Xbox Live Arcade and the achievements, and they was there. They broke the shit down. I'm like, oh shit, you know what I mean? They didn't have, at the start of this generation, what they had was my man, don't get me wrong, Donnie D is the businessman, but he ain't the front man. We got to, you know, like niggas was mad for, like, yo, we got a console for you. For the three, you know, they was already had the pitchforks up already, you know what I mean? But they didn't have the right, to this day, I don't think Microsoft really got that mouthpiece like they need, you know what I mean? Like to really explain, you know what it is or what can do, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And to listen, shut the fuck up. And to their credit, that's why I'm glad they put that goddamn console and Digital Foundry. What's the other guy? Austin Evans. Let them sit down and tear that motherfucker down, you know what I mean? Because they need to hire my
and
black
it worked.
It
worked too.
It did. That's why I need to hire my black ass for the low. Give me $250 a month. You know, I can sell motherfucking Tic Tac to a well. Ice Cube to an Eskimo, you know what I mean? $250 a month, that's all. If Eskimo go out there and sell them, they ain't got that mouthpiece, man. I got to give the gab. These motherfuckers are straight suits, bro. These motherfuckers are suits in boardrooms, man. But I will give them credit for that they did, like I said, you know, and maybe things will change. And we're going to get into this shit here. Because they did go back and hire old boy from that they already taking shots. What the fuck they said? What they say? What they say? Something you got that slide in?
Yeah, so something like why turn up the heat when you can overclock your fans?
Yeah, talking about that overclock and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's what, I ain't gonna lie. That's what we've been missing from Microsoft. Them coming back. You know what I mean? Like Sony said, motherfucker, we're all pro. This is how we trade our games, bro. Right there, Microsoft already never coming from that shot to the eye. They were blind. Yep. I'm listening. Yep. I don't know if you've been pushing your eye before. That will hey bro, that will fuck up the whole fight. Nigga land that eye shot, nigga be like, oh wait, hold up. Nigga on the ground, they ain't got nigga ain't got contacts. Nigga, let me get my contact. I'm gonna punch your motherfucking eye started to fight. They fuck up the whole fight, bro. That shit done went downhill. Now what I got up here now? Oh, the specs.
Yes. Speaking about knocking out a motherfucker, do the Series X specs knock out the PlayStation 5? We got the raw numbers right there. Do they knock it out?
Yes.
What that brother? Wait.
Xbox Series X is the world's most powerful console.
Hey, Kratos. Now hold on now, brother. You hopped in my dog shit, so you went 5 hours straight with Porter Rob up there in the echo chamber. What? 10. You gonna take that motherfucker? My man Cripples that came to his senses. Talk to me, brother. Talk to me.
Z, this is a whole different show. Why you bringing up old shit?
Hey, yo, I ain't lying. Y'all motherfuckers. Hey, you know.
Spooky.
Hey, yo, I was like, yo, what the
Z,
fuck?
I got an audience.
Nigga said, hey, yeah, I was like, yo, I'm trying to, listen. I'm telling my Sony brother, they told me I'm on some Xbox shit, bro. I don't give a fuck about no Xbox. Yeah. I keep telling these motherfuckers that. I just don't do no capping. You know what I mean? People would say, what was the narrative they was saying? Because I don't get into the mumbo jumbo shit. So, let me see, we had here, like, you know what I mean? I got this side by side, right? So they were claiming that the SSD was, well first of all, I can't see the screen. Turn the net read it was on the screen for me. Because I can't see it, it's behind it.
All right, for the people who understand this,
I'm talking about the words. Let me go back to specs. It says, I guess, Where's Zombie? Rarefied. You got that?
Oh, that dude. Okay, yeah. So, he says, it seems crazy to me that people are saying the Xbox is drastically more powerful than the PS5 when the raw numbers are comparison with the Xbox at about 8 to 20% better. We'll see how it rolls out than the PS5 in most categories, except the SSD speed, where the PS5 is all around double the speed, right? Even if the Xbox was as much as 20% faster or more powerful than the PS5, that's not a huge difference. We're well past the point of diminishing returns on raw power. And with the SSD speed advantage and possibly more efficient architecture, the gap is likely to be even smaller and could even be in the PS5's favor. My guess is that for multi-platform titles, you're going to get basically the same experience regardless of which two systems you play them on.
I can agree with that.
And that was the damage control someone found.
We gotta stop this.
I can agree with that.
This was damage control
He back again. Get him right over.
Let me go start up the audience.
Look, can I talk first?
Go ahead. Go ahead and get some damage control out. Go ahead and get some damage control. No, you can damage control
first, and then you can damage control.
You can damage control first.
Listen, this is what he's saying, right? At such high T-flops numbers, the diminishing returns on everything. It's not like back when we was dealing with 720p. When you're dealing with one T-flop and 1.2 and 1.3 and 1.4, that's major numbers. That's a big difference back then because you're dealing with such low numbers. But anybody can tell you, once you got up to a 1080 Ti and once you got up to a 2060 and 2070, you got diminishing returns. Even right now, people with 2080 Ti's, there's diminishing returns on what you're getting. Listen,
let me counter that.
Hold on. You want to get him first?
Wait. You got to let me finish. So I get what he's saying, right? He's saying that the difference will be between 8 to 20%, right? That's roughly around 5 to 6 frames a second if you try to do the math on that. No, I'm just listening.
It's gonna be bigger than that.
Listen, I get it. Xbox got all this tech and super duper cloud and all this shit that's gonna do that. I get it. I get what you're finna say, and that could be true. The X Series X will come out and stomp it. That 20% could be 150%. We don't know, but based on history, based on what we've been getting, and based on the PC, when you look at these cards being the equivalent, he's more right than not. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, you want to go? I'm gonna let Noah go. Go ahead, Noah.
Let me start off. So if that's the case, then why do people buy cars better than a 1080 Ti for diminishing return?
Oh, we got bills. We got bills.
Hold on. Damn. Wait, hold on, man.
Ray tracing.
Kratos, don't you got a 2080 Ti's?
No, I do not.
Don't you got two?
Paul is in the chat. He got two bills.
Hey, King Kong with the 199.
Oh shit!
Okay. Never trust a dude with an anime avatar.
Look, let me say this. Let me say this.
Let me follow up this.
Go ahead, Noah.
That statement will hold true if these developers never plan to improve the game engine or make the games more intense than what they are. Well, we got games right now that make the 2080 Ti buckle down to his knees.
Wait, hold on.
For example, like Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So that's bad
optimization, brother. That game is not that demanding.
I want to say
this. Go and check your DMZ and put that on the screen.
I want to say this. I understand the ponies. I feel your pain. After months of 13 teraflops, 14.2, 72 CUs, dual GPUs, butterfly GPUs, HBM2 memory, all this after months of all this, I understand your pain, but see what y'all fail to realize is that y'all say, look, Sony has all this architect and instruments in the GPU, and they have the SSD to close the gap, not realizing that Microsoft have the same team to further it. What are we doing here?
Hey Z, did you check the free messaging app?
What are we doing here? We can apply the same thing y'all seen to close the gap. We can apply that to Microsoft.
Let me ask you this.
Velocity Architect, DirectX API. VRS, machine learning.
Listen,
what are we doing here?
Let me ask you this, right? Both of them have the same RDNA, the same features and all this, right? So here's the thing.
They don't have the same features.
Listen, hold on.
They have different customers.
Listen. Hold on, listen. RDNA 2 is the same for both. All the features that are in RDNA 2 for Xbox is there. Just because Mark Cerny decided not to talk about those other features because
there's some stuff,
2 versus 36.
There's some stuff in there that Microsoft custom made that Sony won't have. That's what I'm telling you, brother.
They both have custom features that each other's not going to have.
Yeah, it's an XBR.
We have Cloud Power for 7 years. We had the ES-RAM update for 3 years. We had a DX12 update for 4 years. We had UWP for 5 years. We had all this technology that was supposed to make the fucking Xbox great again. And what happened? We still in 2020 getting games like Grounded in Battle.
Okay. Hold on. And for the last generation, y'all was clowning Xbox for secret GPUs and shit, only for y'all to turn around and do the same thing. Don't come to me with that shit. You ain't poking fun at us.
Is that what Craig Harris is doing online?
All I'm saying, I heard a Sony developer who used to work for Sony, who worked on F1, Killzone, God of War, say he heard developers say the power is staggering. The difference in power is staggering.
That the PS5 is actually going to be a better use of power and technology.
The bandwidth going to be a problem for the PS5. And remember what I said.
Hold on. Who's this right here?
This is the source. This is the Zaboid Games, the screenshot that was talking about that shit.
This is what we capping for, Kratos.
This is
Hold on.
Scroll down, look at his games. Scroll down, look at his games.
God damn!
Sean Livingston with the $5 says, I've been playing Ponies left and right in this discussion, laugh out loud. And then we got Sean Livingston with the $5. He said this narrative has been ridiculous because they don't compare apples to apples. In this discussion, Series X.
Let me tell you something. I heard developers specifically say when it comes down to on the PS5, when they trying to push graphics, ray tracing, and all that shit, it's gonna be an issue. It's gonna be a bandwidth issue for one, and two, they're gonna have to choose between whether they want the GPU to run full and the CPU has to go down, or the CPU running full.
I got a side-by-side comparison of what we know thus far, right? Now, one thing I wish Sony would have done, honestly, right, and niggas still probably found something to cap about, they should have showed us what the base, and maybe I guess we can do maybe a more in-depth on that tomorrow, what the console was, because you got people saying 10.3 or 10.28, and that's, for what I mean, that's not the case. That's when it's pushed to its limit.
Max boost. It's max boost.
That's like if you get into a car and your car can do 160 miles an hour, you just want to drive 160 miles an hour. Like that's just but that's at a certain time.
Yeah.
They should have gave the
no game runs at full boost or full power. No CPU runs at full. No GPU runs at full power.
That's the problem.
The Series
no,
X
it don't. No, it don't. No, listen, not even the PCs. Not even PCs. Even when even Digital Foundry said that. No. They didn't.
One time.
No. Digital Foundry said, look. Digital Foundry said, when you run these games, if you look at the chart on your PC, you'll see the utilization of your CPU and GPU fluctuates based on.
But on Xbox,
that's console too. No, stop.
Microsoft said this.
Stop it.
Microsoft said this.
So it's gonna. So you mean to tell me the X Series X is gonna run at 100%?
No, you ain't gonna let us talk, right? Because you trying to get your lie out and make sure it gets to everybody.
Okay. All right, let's just stop and look at the chart.
Somebody read the charts.
Nigga, Kratos slicking it on, man.
The Xbox Series X has an 8 Zen 2 cores at 3.8 gigahertz, 3.6 with SMT. The CPU on the PS5 is only at 3.5 gigahertz. So both of those are higher than the PS5. The GPU is 12 T-flops with 52 CUs. The GPU on the PlayStation 5 is 10 at the high end and 36 CUs.
It's 10 at the highest.
Okay, go to
what Microsoft said. Hold on.
Keep going.
Hold on.
And the memory is 16 gigabytes DDR6.
Go back up. You missing? Nope. Go back up. You missing something. Those CUs on the PlayStation 5, the GPU runs at 2.23 gigahertz. And the
GPU variable. That's not constant.
It's faster.
That's his max boost, bro.
Yeah, that's not constant.
No. It don't have to be constant. It's based on the game.
It's a big deal. It's not constant.
It's based on workload and power consumption, brother.
All right, y'all win.
That's why people saying it's gonna be issue because it's based on workload and power consumption.
Who's saying that besides
developers?
Who's saying that besides
Digital Foundry and developers.
Okay,
and Microsoft said.
What did Digital Foundry say?
Microsoft said in the Digital Foundry video that the 3.8 is sustained. It will not drop. It will stay at 3.8, just like the GPU.
This is what Digital Foundry said, and this is what the Order 1886 developers said.
What?
Oh wow!
Are we going back to old games? You clown Microsoft for showing old games, but you finna use an old game to prove your point.
That's not an old game. That's a developer. I'm using
who created the old game.
It don't listen. A developer. you pulling up developers. Listen, for every developer you pull up,
check a DM.
Pull up developer
that developer literally uses Sony exclusives.
This on head though. I ain't even looking. I'm looking at YouTube. I'm looking at YouTube. I've memorized this on head.
You're looking at the phone.
Check your DM now.
Listen, PC or console. Listen, no PC and no console, CPU or GPU has ever ran at max. It always fluctuates.
Until now.
Foundry do a video, they show you that stat, right? They show you the little chart.
Until now.
Fluctuate or do it say
until now. Microsoft said in that digital video that the 3.8 and the 3.6 will never drop in the GPU
gigahertz versus 1.8 gigahertz.
Okay, is this from Digital Foundry? Is this from Digital Foundry?
He trying to get his
D-Batch said that.
All right, Kratos, this is from Digital Foundry. And I'll put it up on the
screen. Get a Series X variable rates and shit. Look at this.
And I'm assuming
developers can choose to run 8 physical cores at a high clock speed. All core threads can enable at a lower 3.6 gigahertz. You're talking about the 3.8 from earlier, right? Yes. So those frequencies are completely locked and won't adjust according to load or thermal conditions, a point Microsoft emphasizes several times during our visit.
52
compute units from 56 total in Silicon. 4 disabled to increase production yield, running at a sustained locked 1825 megahertz.
Hey, Kratos.
What about
you know what's even bad
for the PS5?
You know, shout out to Karen Patterson. Hold on.
2.2
no, pay the bills. I'm paying the bills. I'm going to pay the bills. Karen Patterson with the $7.99. Hey, Kratos. Sonny said they need to take power from the CPU to even hit the 2.23 gigahertz on the GPU. PS5 don't count for us Sony fans. That is true. That is true. In order for the GPU to max.
He said no. Mark, let me tell you what Mark Cerny said.
In order for the GPUs to max boost the CPU.
Let me tell you what AMD said.
Let Jay talk.
Yeah, let him go.
Mark Cerny said, when you make games, right? When a developer make a game, that game is either utilizing the CPU is either CPU bound or it's GPU bound. So, and we see Digital Foundry do this all the time. We just showed a screenshot of Resident Evil 3. We just seen the screenshot with that graph. 60 frames a second. That's because what? You got a 16 flop GPU, but then you got the CPU. So that's why I'm just telling you.
Hold on one second. This right here is from Digital Foundry, right?
Hey, I'm finna sing you something, B.
All right, not a problem. I know. Neff, read what's on the screen. Start from top.
Yeah. Top from bottom. Hold on. Let me bring him right there.
You can look at this. I got. I'm sharing.
Okay, how powerful is that Xbox Series X? With power, it all begins with the Project SOC system chip. The processor is fabricated to enhance the rendition of TSMC 7nm process, which undergoes roll-up, a bunch of improvements, technology, a lot of boring shit, all right? Yeah. As expected, we're getting 8 CPU cores and 16 threads, delivering 2 via quad-core units on the silicon, which 1 CPU core or 2 threads reserved for running the underlying operating systems and the front-end shell. So that's why it won't drop. Microsoft is promising a 4 times improvement in both single core and overall throughput over the Xbox One X. And the CPU speeds are impressive with a peak of 3.8 gigahertz frequency. This is when SMT, a higher threading thread is disabled. Curiously, developers can choose to run 8 physical cores at a higher clock speed, or all cores and threads can be enabled at a lower 3.6 gigahertz frequency. Those frequencies are completely locked.
They locked.
Those frequencies are completely locked.
Said the developers can choose
between 2 speeds.
It's 2 modes. You can go hyper. You can go 16 cores at slow mode, 3.66.
Or you just like what Nita just read, right? And both they're using 2 cores. They're going to use 2 of those 8 cores for the background and all that. So the games can only run on the 6 cores. So that's a 6-core CPU for games.
Going to do the same thing.
No, it's not. It's all 8 going to be utilized for games. So that's why.
So how's the PlayStation going to run?
That's why developers are saying that the PS5 is going to generally
wait. So you can't UI? You can't use your UI? Not like this.
Link that, J-Dub. Link that.
Okay.
So those frequencies are
how are you going to use your UI if all?
No. 2 of those 8 cores are used for the UI and background operations. So 2 of the 8. So the games are going to be running be able to run on they'll only be able to utilize.
So J-Dubs, what you saying on the PlayStation 5? You're not going to be able to stream or take screenshots.
No, what are you talking about? SSD? No, Sony said the SSD is so fast it'll be able to swap that shit from the memory.
First of all,
so quick.
Kratos.
Thank you, bam.
Kratos. Sony didn't say that. Sony didn't say that.
He did.
What you're talking about is a solution. Hold on. What are you talking about is a solution NX Gamer came up with. Hold on. Let me explain this.
Sony said that.
Hold on. NX Gamer did a breakdown on the PS5. And based on the speed of the SSD for the PS5, he says Sony can, in one instance, swap the OS in and out of the SSD to fully use the 16 gigabyte. But NX Gamer said, hold on. But NX Gamer said he don't know if Sony is going to do that. Sony never said that.
What makes you say that?
Two.
What makes you say they not going to do that?
Depending on the SSD. Depending on the SSD and how hot it's running, and that the SSD will have to make multiple writes to the SSD, it could wear down the SSD.
Temperature. It has nothing to do with temperature.
You're dealing with PCIe 4.0, brother. Yeah. And most of them SSDs got heat sinks and fans on them. So we are dealing with temperatures because they run hot.
That is not true. That's not true.
This nigga is lying.
We got bills anyway.
PCIe4 M2 drives. These SSD M2 drives. None of them have a heat sink on them. And I'm
finna bring it like this. PCI 4.0 SSD drives ain't even on the market yet.
Yes, they are.
No, they're
not the ones that need to run at the same speed as the PS5, bro.
No. What he said, Mark Cerny said, right? He said they are going to come up with a list of drives that are compatible to make sure.
You know why?
If you go out,
keep going.
Buy one, and it does have a heat sink or a RGB module or something like that. It won't be able to fit inside the case.
So you just gave yourself an L.
No, I'm just telling
there is no SSD.
But I'm telling you, I gave y'all the receipts.
There is no SSD on the market that could match a PS5 in speed. Name one PC. Name one PC. That's what I'm talking about.
4.0 drive that I have and I bought.
Name a PCIe 4.0 that can match Sony in speed.
No, it's not about speed.
Hold on.
No. You're not saying what I'm saying, right?
Sony said, hold on. Sony said the drive
going to come on the market, right? Eventually it's going to come on the market. But what I'm telling you is that'll be this big long list of drives where you can go to Amazon Center and just buy the drive because it has a specification.
Look, let me tell you something. It's a reason why Sony said that there's going to be PCIe 4.0 drives on the market with heat sinks and fans. He specified that they ran hot. Even Digital Foundry specified that they ran hot.
No. He said, right, the reason they come in with these specifications because you don't want to go out and just buy the drive.
Question, Kratos. What Microsoft SSD run at a lower speed than Sony's? Why is it? Hold on. Let me answer this question. Why is it slower? Hold on. Okay, it's 2 times slower. Why is it? Hold on. Why is it? Is it a heat sink not only on the internal SSD drive but the expansion drive as well? Why is it a heat sink on them? Both of them. Thank you.
No, that's
Thank you.
All right, so we got Bills here.
It's a
Sony
heat sink
Profit
built on
with
the
the 5. Yeah, Sony Profit with the 5. So
that nigga be dodging.
so people know more. Damn. So people know more about the PS5 than Sony. A lot of L's incoming. Crimson X25 with the $5. Men lie, women lie. But damn, Kratos, you're saying numbers lie now too? But speaking about numbers, so is the PS5, we were having this discussion right now, is it really 10.3 T-flops? Let's play the video.
Simple target with the old fixed frequency strategy. With this new paradigm, we're able to run way over that. In fact, we have to cap the GPU frequency at 2.23 gigahertz so that we can guarantee that the on-chip logic operates properly. 36 CUs at 2.23 gigahertz is 10.3 teraflops, and we expect the GPU to spend most of its time at or close to that frequency and performance. Similarly, running the CPU at 3 gigahertz was causing headaches with the old strategy. But now we can run it as high as 3.5 gigahertz. In fact, it spends most of its time at that frequency. That doesn't mean all games will be running at 2.23 gigahertz and 3.5 gigahertz. When that worst-case game arrives, it will run at a lower clock speed, but not too much lower. To reduce power by 10%, it only takes a couple of % reduction in frequency, so I'd expect any downclocking to be pretty minor. All things considered, the change to a variable frequency approach will show significant reachable target with the old 3 gigahertz and 3.5 gigahertz. When that worst-case game arrives, it will run at a lower clock speed. But
he just admitted that isn't locked.
To reduce power by 10%.
So you know what he's saying, Z?
Who said it was locked?
He's saying he's expecting because he can't. The only thing he could do is assume because he don't know what third-party developers or first-party developers are going to do with the system or how they're going to run it.
Listen, just like Microsoft. They give you the tools to do whatever you're going to do. They do
whatever you want.
Listen, hold on. They gave the developers the tools, 16 flops. And what did they come up with? Grounding, bleeding edge, Battletoads. They gave these motherfuckers 16.
Oh, now you want to detect?
You got the nerve to tell me the
developers
can't do. Let me tell you something. The fastest SSD drive.
Man, you can keep talking that SSD shit. That shit ain't gonna work. Even you had an SSD for the last 6 years, so you ain't saying shit about no SSD.
Mark Cerny gave you some
let me tell you something.
Let
me tell you something. Look, if you look at that Wire article, they ain't tell Wire shit like Microsoft did when they used Wire. They did not go to DF or none of that for people to see.
What kind of games you gonna get with them 12 T-flops?
Let me tell you something. Sony ain't ready. They are behind, and y'all better be lucky if y'all even get a system this year. Fuck, nigga.
Y'all been saying.
Look, hold on. And number two, he said we had to cap it at 2.23, and we had to do that because of the on system board logic. Because he know that shit is running hot as a fucking toaster.
You the same
he know that shit running hot.
You the same dude that said Crackdown has
he know that.
Nobody's listening to the guy that said Crackdown with the cloud power.
You got an APU that you can fry an egg on. Sit next with an SSD that's super fast. You got an APU that you can fry an egg on. You got an SSD that's running faster than I don't know what, and both of them running hot. Both of them running hot.
But you did.
What are we doing here?
Wait, hold up. You did have some you did have some developers that came out.
Yep.
And we got listened to these developers that said that basically the PS5 was going to dog walk the Xbox Series.
Exactly.
Right, so
exactly.
We got to look at
that was first party.
Hold on. Pay the bills.
First party developers came out and
hold up, Jason Jones with the $5. What are you going to see? People as higher frame rates on the Series X that's going to be the difference between both consoles. I won't say that. It should be a little bit more than that.
It's gonna be a lot more than that.
Okay, we got here also.
Y'all said that about the X and what? We got games.
We do have a list of these developers. What's going on here now?
All right, so we were talking about these developers, right? How they're saying the PS5 is going to dog walk the Series X. The tech in it is just astounding. So let's look at these developers. We have Andrea Pacino, who's the founder and CTO at Ready at Dawn. Look at his Twitter head profile. Look at the Twitter profile there. What do you have? You have Kratos. Yeah. You got the dude from The Order. You got Jack and Daxter. This chick comes from another PlayStation game.
Okay.
You got Breakfall Games, which is known for making Strawwell, Marvin's Mittens, Pizza Titan Ultra. Then you got Kurt Marganuk, who's from Naughty Dog, James Cooper from Insomniac Games, Andrew Maximoff, former Naughty Dog, currently AI startup, Anthony Newman, who's also at Naughty Dog. These are all the developers.
So here's the thing.
Captain for the PS5.
Let me ask you this.
Have you ever seen that happen in a console race? For the developers to come out like that.
Listen, do y'all see how
answer the question,
when developers come out and say the PS5 is going to have a huge advantage, y'all trying to downplay it. But then on the other side, y'all will find some motherfucker from the forums that's going to say the X Series X is going to be better.
Look, Kratos.
Can we just say developers on both sides?
Kratos.
Can we say that? Can we agree? There's developers on both sides.
I haven't seen a Microsoft developer come out and even respond to some of these funny developers.
Because look what kind of games they got.
What? Let me tell you something. Kratos,
you're gonna tell
Kratos, we did not ask those developers to come out and cap. They came out instantly after that presentation was over. They came out on Twitter.
Listen, is grounded developer gonna come out and say,
you love going back to those games, though.
What about Bleeding Edge?
That's the only thing.
Developers say,
Kratos, you're talking about current gen games, brother.
No,
you're talking about current gen games.
These same developers are making games for next gen.
So let's focus on the next gen title.
Are gonna make game for next gen.
Let's focus on the next gen titles. Oh, you can't focus on because you don't know what next gen titles you got.
They got Godfather. Only profit with the $5
to Naughty Dog to Uncharted. I'm sorry, you don't go from Battletoads.
We don't see. You're gonna have a lot of broken PS5.
We got the games. It's over.
You're gonna have a lot of overheating PS5s this generation.
The Xbox is the Xbox Series X.
PS5 gonna be the
doubt. Listen,
PS5 gonna be the new red ring of death.
I'm trying to give Microsoft praise. So you gotta come down.
Even when you give them praise, you be capping.
What I'm trying to say, I'm finally trying to give Microsoft props.
No, you ain't.
Microsoft got the world's most powerful console.
He capping. He
for
capping.
the next 7 years. Microsoft will have.
I can't stand this fuck nigga. I can't stand this fuck nigga.
The A series is the world's most powerful console, and them fucking games gonna be dog shit. I can't stand it.
Hold on,
We all know it.
I knew it was coming.
All know
I
it.
can't stand this fuck nigga. I knew it was coming.
Hey, Sony Profit with the $5. Those aren't all the developers. Randy Pitchford called the Series X a basic bitch too. Damn.
Who said that?
Randy Pitchford.
Randy Pitchford. Yep.
Oh, he don't like Microsoft. Oh, here we go.
He really doesn't.
Listen, they Digital Foundry today, but tomorrow they will be Pony Foundry.
Randy Pitchford is not Digital Foundry. That's dude from the game Moss be playing on Stadia, Borderlands. He runs Borderlands. They make Borderlands. He the one called Phil down on his comment. That nigga be disrespectful.
All right. So at this point, this is where I let Noah and Post Up do their capping and shit. So Post Up, you gotta explain to me who is these two developers here, and what's his velocity arch going?
What we at on the screen?
We're on slide 11.
Okay. All right. So this what I was talking about in terms of
cloud power sheet. Here we go.
In terms of what they doing with the SSD, with the Velocity Architect, Direct Storage API, and the what's the name, the feedback system that they got with the textures and shit. Plus, they also got BC Pack and I think Deflate, which is two highly impressive compression technologies built into the system as well. Like Sony got Kraken, but to break things down and make it easy, Xbox Velocity Architect would allow Microsoft to load 100 gigabytes of data, of textures, of resources into the GPU at a time. You know what?
Oh, that shit.
Then go ahead, read the shit out.
Is that former Naughty Dog dev up there?
Yeah, the guy, Chris Grenell, ex-Sony.
He getting a check.
He said, I've chatted to a few devs, and they have confirmed the power difference is quite staggering. However, they have said it doesn't mean you can't make good games on the PS5. These fanboys clearly don't care about that and are massively rattled. I'm guessing.
I agree.
So I'm guessing. If he worked for Sony, that he reached out to Sony devs. So I'm pretty sure he got that quote for some Sony developers.
Damage control. Let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all a serious question. Nico, I want you to answer first.
All right.
12 T-flops with all this technology that Post Up brought up. All the cloud power and the VRS and the Velocity Raptor and all this shit. No, listen. All that the stuff that he claims that XTV is gonna have and these developers gonna be able to do. Just be honest with yourself. Like, be honest with yourself. Come on.
You gonna see.
Who do you think are gonna have the better games next generation?
Shit, man. You're telling me to bet against Sony? Hell no.
Oh,
we all know Sony's gonna have the better games.
You know what?
Okay, that's all.
Microsoft been hiring all the Sony devs, man.
Okay.
I ain't mad at that for saying that. He's looking at the current situation. He's looking at the current generation and say, hey, Sony is in a position to replicate that. And everybody's looking at this current generation thing. Microsoft going to replicate this generation. And that's not it, brother. I'm telling you. But I ain't going to say nothing else. I'm going to let next generation do the talking, fuck nigga.
What do you think? Which one do you think, Post?
All I know, my system's stronger than yours. My system's stronger than yours. So I'm going to go with that. Just like it's smart for you to run with the games, it's all smart for me to run with the
power. Let me get my answer, bro.
Well, all right. Go ahead.
I gotta see the games, man. Like,
yeah,
that ain't what I asked you, brother. That ain't what I asked you.
Real talk.
Answer the question, Noah.
I'm being honest. There's a lot of moving personnel between these companies, bro. There's a lot of leadership of Sony that's left, and there's a lot of
damn gibberish. They don't want to deal with that very
Answer the question.
One of my favorite stories growing up was the turtle in the hair, bro. The fucking hare was winning the race, and he took a nap. That slow ass turtle won that fucking race.
Needles, they 0 for 3, brother. Come on, what are you doing?
Okay.
0 for 3.
They have not won a generation yet.
Speaking about devs and shit and the systems, is the PS5 SSD as impressive as they're saying?
Okay, Moss.
We won the PS3 generation.
No, you didn't. The Wii did.
No, it did.
So
we don't matter. Okay, now that we matter. Now that we matter, this nigga here, bro.
Yes, sir.
Moss. You listen, Xbox is 0 for 3, so sit down, post. Moss. what you know?
Moss going for Stadia.
Right? Listen, we know Xbox is got the worst most powerful console yet again. Yet again, right? All this technology, Velocity Raptor and all that, the SSD and all this shit. DX12 and DX12 Ultimate.
Stadia got the world's most powerful system right now.
I said console. We're talking about console.
Well, their console is in the cloud, so they still got a console.
They don't have console.
And they got the most powerful one.
No, listen. Moss.
10 teraflops versus 6 and 4, fuck nigga.
Listen,
since you pull out the Wii, I can pull out the Stadia.
Listen, we know the T-flops didn't help 6 T-flops, and it probably won't help 12. So, Moss, it's your time to answer, brother. Which one are you think going to have the best games next year, the better games next generation?
Well, I was there day one, J-Dubs, when I got my X, and I'm gonna say, fool me once, shame on you. I'd be damned if I'd be out there day one. I don't care if it's 12. I don't care if it's 12 tera flexes, 85 tera pops. I don't give a shit. You gotta show me some goddamn game. When you show me the game, this ain't nothing but nerd piece theater right now. That's why I've been silent. This ain't nothing but nerd piece theater until you show me some goddamn games.
This is
you stop Moss is the same dude who's gonna buy the Stadia 2.0.
This is the same.
Hey, baby, I'll enjoy it. I'll enjoy it because
hold on, this is the same nigga.
I'm not gonna be stabbing roaches in the cloud.
No, this is the same nigga pussy popping on a handstand with 72 Stadia accounts. Come on now.
Yeah,
we can't
75, motherfucker.
This nigga over there playing Destiny 2 like it just came out this year.
Hey, first with the $2. Spider-Man 2 alone is gonna destroy Microsoft. The Ruham with the $19.99. What's good, guys? From what I'm hearing, Microsoft has the most powerful console. And Sony has the most efficient console. If you do your research, it's out there. It doesn't matter. I'm getting both of them.
That's true.
And Vivito with the $2. Sony doesn't have a console to show.
Microsoft.
That's true.
Let me tell you something. That's not true. Microsoft has the most powerful, fastest, and efficient console.
Okay.
That's the truth.
Ain't got
that's the truth.
That's the
truth. Dog shit for games.
Efficiency is the opposite of running your clock super high.
Oh shit! Well, we got the next straight up. We got the next goddamn
you
straight
saying
up.
Sony got an efficient console?
Hold on.
When they can't even, when the CPU is dependent on the GPU and the GPU.
Kratos.
Everybody answered, but Z. It's Z time.
What happened?
All right. So I asked everybody, right? The X Series X is the world's most powerful console yet again. 12 T-flops, the Velocity engine, all of the technology, DX12 Ultimate, all that bullshit, right? They are. Nobody can argue about that. It is, without a doubt. Nobody can argue. It's the world's most powerful console. Which system do you think is going to have the better games next generation?
If just following up with what I'm looking for, until Microsoft shows it, Sony does.
Okay, that's all. Everybody answered.
Nope, I didn't answer. I didn't answer.
I know you didn't.
I didn't answer.
Okay,
I didn't answer.
Go ahead.
And you can't trust none Z say. Because soon Microsoft come out there with a bad bitch, his whole man gonna change. He's no person's gonna change. I'm telling you, it's over. I'm telling you. So they come out there. So they sell out there with
the shallow man.
Bevelou with the $2. Sony can't cool that fire hazard. Sony cannot cool that fire hazard. But AJ Dubs, is Sony still gonna buy Remedy? You think? Is that still a viable rumor?
I don't know. I assume that is. I don't know.
Because the Remedy technical director. Yeah, the technical director at Remedy, right? He said the PS5's SSD may not necessarily translate into much quicker loading times.
That's true. That could be possible. It's all theoretical right now, right?
Why are you screaming the world?
He said that. What? When did he say that? He said that back in December.
No, he said that.
No, it's circled right there on the thing, right?
Oh yeah, November.
Yeah. It's back in December. Okay, so that means what he said that was before Mark Cerny came out and unveiled exactly what was in the
No.
So that means
following orders.
That developer would be valid right now if that article wasn't back from last year.
You know why? You know why he ain't lying?
Argument.
You know why he ain't lying? Because Sony had. Hold on. You know why he ain't lying?
He knows.
Hey, Kratos, you just co-signed that dumb shit Porter Rock tried doing.
You know why he ain't lying?
I'm just saying.
You just co-signed it. I tried saving you in the DM.
No. Check this out. This is where it's a false narrative. Let me show you. That article was from December.
Yes, they had dev
in
kits.
December. All anybody knew about the SSD drive was it was supposed to be fast. Nobody knew anything else about it.
We did. The developers knew. You know why? Because Sony had they dev kits out a year on the market.
You don't post. You
What
don't
are we
know if
doing?
Remedy have a dev kit. You don't know if
Remedy
that
does
guy
have.
had
They're
a dev
working on the
kit.
exclusive
You
PS5
don't-
game. They're working on the exclusive PS5 game. How they don't have a dev kit?
Post. He don't have right at this day. Right. What we know now is that Mark Cerny came out and gave a deep dive into what's there.
They already knew that.
We don't know if that developer knew. So you
they already knew that. Okay, so let's stop. We gotta stop this.
Microsoft,
because you're throwing common sense out the window.
Be able to sell
you doing
consoles this generation.
Hold on.
Are you telling me they already knew that?
Look, yes, before developers even get the dev kit, they get target spec sheets.
Post
before they even get them.
You already said the SSD not even out.
Well, your damage control is on level 3 right now. Super Saiyan. You're Super Saiyan right now, brother.
So that PS5 SSD drive is not even out. So how the hell the developers gonna have that drive if they drive?
Because Sony had they dev
like this post
out a year before Microsoft.
Not like listen. That's not gonna save you, bro. That's not gonna save the X series.
All right, here. How about I save this and pay the bill? The Ruham with the $4.99.
Kratos is too much, man.
Whoa, post up. Your L is coming, brother. Just wait. Post up. Your L is coming.
No, but, y'all L is coming, bro. Y'all L is coming.
Hold on. Let's have Z have the floor.
What happened?
Z, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, right?
I'm right here.
Yeah. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, right? But if you're going to develop a game for the PS5, it's going to come out the first year or two. Would you get your dev kits now, or have you already been working?
They said they had them for a while.
So, do you think this person had no idea with this article only being 4 months old? You think he had no idea about any of this, or he's already been working with this type of shit?
If he's making exclusive, he should.
Yep. My point proved.
Kratos was just champion Remedy making it exclusive, and now he's trying to.
I agree. Listen, I agree. Now, here's the point where I don't agree with. If you're telling me, because you said it earlier, live on this show, it wasn't me that said it. You said it. You said that people don't even have the SSD drive from the PlayStation 5.
We're talking about commercial product, brother.
You said that, and we do know that these dev kits are target specs. They're not final hardware. Not like this, Kratos, brother.
Not like this, Kratos.
If they don't have the final SSD, they don't have the full information.
Kratos, not like this.
That's all I'm saying.
But do they have a dev kit without an SSD in it? The fuck are you saying?
No, they have one. It just don't have. It's not as fast as the final one. That's according to Post Up. That's according to Post Up.
That wasn't according to me. I was talking about. I was talking about gamers access.
No.
Oh, you're trying to twist my words.
Post Up words. That's
this nigga.
These are not my words.
Hey, you making Sony Nation look bad right now.
I'm just telling you, Post Up words.
Go ahead, Z.
And Burger Boy with the 26 with the $2. Didn't realize J-Dub was such an idiot.
Thank you for $2. I'll be an idiot for $2, brother.
All right, so wait, who's we got? Digital Foundry on next gen system. What's going on here?
Alrighty, so as we see with Kratos here, everyone's capping for the PlayStation 5 with its SSD and the way it's running and everything and how it's going to be better because it's more efficient. So someone went in here, said all the same shit as J-Dubs. I'm not even going to read it. So Digital Foundry went, broke this man's jaw, said, everything you just typed is wrong. Please inform yourself. Better GPU instruments? What? Hate to break it to you, but Microsoft actually demonstrated more GPU features than Sony has. all of which are maximizing the GPU resources smartly, not brute forcing thing. The point of the inline ray tracing, mesh shader, VRS, sample feedback. Things they have detailed extensively. I hope Sony takes the time to describe their GPU features as rigorous as Microsoft did. Also, he says,
and that sample of feedback is a game changer. Go ahead.
Exactly. And this is what we talked about earlier, too, Post. Devs will choose if they want the full power to the GPU or full power to the CPU, where the other unlocks below the list of specs. So a game-to-game basis. I imagine most cross-gen games will choose a higher clock GPU mode as they will be GPU bound even in the Zen cores are underclocked. Zen is just around the same jag. Most cross-gen games are going to worry about the CPU times, especially in 30 FPS games. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And also, yeah, go ahead, Post. Go ahead.
So basically what he's saying is that we have a 5700 XT overclocked in the PS5, and that GPU is a 1440p GPU. So basically, the PS5 gonna be 1440p to 1800p with 4K reconstruction. Fuck nigga.
Post correction.
Okay.
Not a 5700 XT, just a 5700.
Just a 5700.
Yeah. You got some bills, Z.
Well, I'm glad we all answered that PlayStation had the better games next gen. We all answered that.
All right, get the bill.
Yeah, King Kwan with $4.99. Why are y'all not talking about the God of War Combat Lead going to Exile? Huh? Karen Patterson with the $7.99. J-Dubs, if they don't have a dev kit with the SSD, how are they going to design a game to utilize it?
I don't know. You gotta ask Post Up.
They know what I said, and they know what I was talking about.
I was only using his logic.
To twist it.
You told me you argued with me about the SSD drive with the heatsink. And I argued
and what that was in correlation to.
And now you tell me
what was that in correlation to?
You can't even get that drive.
What was the SSD in correlation to?
That's what you told me.
Well, I don't know about the correlation, but I do know that Foxy Games UK had a meltdown
this
recently.
Kratos boy.
Shit.
Foxy Games UK had a meltdown recently. So I'm just going to go through a timeline, right? We go through a timeline before this PlayStation 5 event. I'm going to read some tweets before the event and after event, and you tell me what happened. So, prediction. The Sony PS5 won't have as much GPU power as the Series X, yet somehow it will manage to edge out the Series X in terms of sheer performance, metrics, and functionality. I strongly believe Sony's machine is just more efficient than Microsoft's. Not long now. Sony's Mark Cerny chief, PlayStation 5 architect, has found a way to fuck Moore's Law right up the sock. God damn, pause. The man is a genius. Cannot wait to hear him talk about the PS5 hardware and technology. If this is the final PS5 retail spec, remember I said the PS5 over a year ago will be 11.6 T-flops. That is all. Sony will demo games tomorrow, and only to show off fast loading and enhancement and improvements made into its in-house engine, Decima. If you really well-behaved, maybe a snippet, if you're well-behaved, a snippet of something now new running in the engine, a PS5 dev kit. The king is dead. Long live the king. Now, going on to part 2 of his meltdown, the people looking at raw numbers, this is after, I think, the reveal. People looking at the raw numbers are in a rude awakening when they realize... All right, go ahead.
So people can go.
My bad.
Damn.
So,
go ahead.
That is a motherfucker.
I think either this is right before or right when it happened, but people looking at the raw numbers are in for a rude awakening when they realize the PlayStation 5 is more advanced in tech than its nearest rival, and devs will soon tell it all. The 12 T-flop GPU is going to get hammered by bottlenecks elsewhere in the Xbox Series X, where the PlayStation 5 won't. You'll see. Less is more. Hashtag PlayStation 5. It continues. I prefer PlayStation, and this is where he had his full meltdown, but I have to admit, Microsoft have utterly thrashed Sony.
Why y'all doing hard like
I
this, man?
prefer PlayStation, but I have to admit, Microsoft have early thrashed Sony with its Xbox Series X messaging. Sony has seemingly thrown up more questions. Sony has seemingly thrown up more questions than answers after that GDC replacement talk. And at the very end, and this is for my boy J-Dubs, it felt pretty good being J Dubasi 16 for the day. It shouldn't be this easy to trigger people. Plus, I'm a complete novice at trolling.
So now he was trolling. Oh my God.
I'm a complete novice at
Hey,
trolling.
Jay, we gotta get the hell out of here, man. We gotta get out of here. The car's running. Bags are packed. We gotta get out of here.
I'm a complete novice at trolling compared to J-Dubs, but now's the time for me to quit.
So he was trolling. So all that was trolling. So all that was trolling.
He gonna blame me for all that shit. I ain't say that.
I blame Kratos.
Say that.
I blame Kratos. Kratos, pump that man head up. I'm telling you, Kratos had that thing.
I ain't tell that man to say nothing.
Kratos was sweet retweeting
all
all
this.
this.
Hey, yo, I told you them motherfuckers was janky. They don't listen to me.
Yo,
they inside. All of them had inside.
Yo, now he trolling, right? Oh my God, that's.
Hey man, he gonna put my name in there.
Hey.
I got my own problem.
I got my own shit going
Yo,
on,
he
man.
put all that shit on Kratos.
He said, I'm trying to be Kratos.
Hey, yo,
for a
you
day.
just came get your black ass right up under the bus. God damn, the niggas up.
Hey, I say some wild shit, but y'all know for a fact I don't say no shit like that.
Man.
Hey, speaking on rumors and shit, though, apparently Sony's unhappy with Death Stranding sales. The game was to be darker and scarier.
Okay.
So, yeah, according to a rumor, Death Stranding kind of tanked.
No. Okay, here's the thing, right? Noah even brought. If that article, if that's true, why the fuck would they be trying to give Kojima 3 more games, Castlevania and 2?
Probably because they want known IP.
Because they want to
want
him to create something that they can make their money back.
Listen, you don't spend all that money, lose all that money, and not have in everything, and say you disappointed, and turn around and hand this man 3 more major franchises. Come on, that's bullshit.
Because the franchise they're giving him are synonymous with gamers. There are no franchise that gamers want. You will be better off. Sony is telling him you will be better off investing your time in synonymous franchises instead of trying to create shit on your own. We finna go. I'm telling you. No, I'm telling you.
You don't listen. You don't let a crackhead borrow your car and then 2 weeks later let him hold your
let me tell you something. They let that crackhead ball. They let that crackhead see a car. He crashed it, and they came back and say, "Look, we gonna put your ass on training wheels." I'm telling you.
And do you want to be fair about this rumor?
Bro.
The source of this rumor was apparently, and Tim Dog said this, the same person who said Horizon Zero Dawn's heading PC. And he took an L on that too.
Sony is saying, "Look, we see what you could do on your own. You fucked up. Now we have to give you. Now we have to give you games.
3 games? Now we're gonna give you 3 games.
But those are games that are synonymous with gamers, and that's gonna sell. Look what he did with Death Stranding, bro. Look at Death Stranding, bro. Prior to us even knowing anything about it,
it did really well.
Did he beat it?
Prior to us,
yes, I did.
Prior to us knowing what the game about, we called it a FedEx simulator, and it came out to be true. What the fuck was the man thinking, bro?
And that game ended up being better than any Xbox game launched this generation.
Hey, you can confirm that. I don't know if that's true, but hey, look at the Xbox Live usage though.
We got a bill here.
Yeah, the one with the $4.99.
Oh
hey,
shit,
Kratos, how fast was that bus going when he threw you under it?
Yeah, right.
Hey, go ahead, Nathan.
Alrighty. Hey, post up. You got some damage control for this? Because I think you add on a lot.
Come on, post.
Oh yeah, I get my Netflix. My children be on YouTube, and I definitely be on Netflix. I definitely be on Netflix.
This is the Phil Spencer influence.
Cody.
I don't be on Cody no more. They kind of
Netflix and YouTube. All PlayStation dudes do is be on YouTube and Netflix. That's it, and that's a goddamn
games and apps combined.
And Hulu.
PlayStation dudes be on Pornhub.
No.
That's true. That's true.
Facts. Pornhub. They beating their meat all day.
Hey, PlayStation had the PlayStation pervert. Remember that dude went to the corner?
Yeah. Well, yeah. They got? Let me see. The top number one is YouTube.
No, the PlayStation pervert.
Out of all the systems that you can access Pornhub from, PlayStation is the number one system. Look how many devices in the world that you can access. You got billions of phones out here.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
Number one device that they access Pornhub.
You want to know why?
Speak on it, Kratos.
That's because we got VR. Y'all don't. We do.
Oh, okay. Y'all, you be up close in the booth. You be looking at the ball sack in the booth at the same time. This nigga.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of frauding and not playing games, Colt Eastwood just caught frauding using Windows Central as the source for Call of Digital Foundry.
What happened? What is it?
All right, so shout out to Young Soul. It bears repeating that Colt Eastwood took a paragraph from a pro Xbox site, Windows Central, and said it was Digital Foundry's take, and suckered in 1.4K morons into liking it. Now, why would he tell such a lie? Because he knows Digital Foundry sees non-biased, but yada yada. So he said, Digital Foundry's take, and this is Colt Eastwood, on the PS5 versus Series X, Xbox knocked it out of the park. The SSD in the PS5 is considerably faster than the one found in the Series X. However, Microsoft implementing other unique features that should mitigate the difference. However, only time will tell, and at this end of the day, the GPU is mainly responsible for providing the best visuals, and Microsoft knocked it out of the park. Now he said
that's the same source that poster be.
He said this is from Digital Foundry. Now, if you go to the Windows Central arc, you see the same fucking quote, and it was from there.
I don't even be on Windows Central. Dude got me blocked. It's got me blocked on. We just got me blocked on Twitter.
We already got post up in RDX's in their chat doing super chats. We caught you last year.
Hey,
what part
of
exclusive?
And you was cooning over there with
PlayStation,
Xbox
understand?
No. We caught you. You won't even do no super chat on our channel, but you don't do super chat on RDX.
I ain't never do no super chat on RDX.
Post up dropping $100 bills.
The lies you tell.
Colt Eastwood's.
The lies you tell so well. That was a bar.
Hey, speaking of lies, I don't know what's going on here, but this motherfucker wants a PlayStation for putting Horizon Zero Dawn on PC.
He wants to shoot him.
F end of the day.
Oh,
F end of the day. Let's get it.
All right, what the fuck is that?
What?
I think he got ground to stand on.
Sony PlayStation.
Oh shit!
How dare you?
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. How dare you?
How dare you claim?
Yeah, you gotta play the top video and then the bottom one after.
Horizon. What part of exclusive doesn't Sony PlayStation or Microsoft Xbox understand? So PlayStation and Guerrilla Games announced today that now former PS4 exclusive Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to PC via the complete edition of the game, as you can see right here. This is so stupid and wrong. And no, it's not me being a mad PlayStation fanboy. I own both a PS4 and an Xbox One and a somewhat decent gaming PC. I thought it was stupid when Xbox announced their exclusive games were coming to PC, and I think this is dumb as well. The point of exclusive games means that you can only play this game on this one platform. If you want to play Halo, Gears of War, and Forza, etc., you have to buy an Xbox. If you want to play Uncharted, The Last of Us, Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter, Ratchet & Clank, you have to buy a PlayStation. This is how it was, and how it should be, to not only help create competition, but to help entice these companies to go out there and get the best gaming developers to make the best games for their platform. But now, it seems like Sony, and especially Xbox, don't care too much about that anymore. And do you want to know why? Money. Greed. Mucho dinero. They now rather sell you a game and claim it's exclusive to their console, hoping that you run out there and buy their console to play the games they claim are exclusive. And now what they're doing is turning their backs on the ones that gave them their money went out to the stores and bought their consoles and games at full price, and now they double dip into the money pool and sell games that were once called exclusives this entire time on other platforms. It's wrong and anti-consumer. And it's also a bit of false advertising if you really think about it. You were told this entire time that if you wanted to play this game, then you have to buy this console to play. And now, they're flipping you the eBird and selling it on other platforms, all for the sake of more money. And now I know that these so-called gaming journalists and influencers, you know, the ones that kiss these companies' butts 24/7 and get free games from them? Yeah, those guys will tell you otherwise, saying that it's good for business and it makes great sense. Nothing's wrong here, and this is absolutely right. It's great for gaming. And you know what? They are absolutely right. It is great for business, but not for us. For them. They will profit off of this, not you, and not me. It's beyond ridiculous.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Horizon Zero Dawn is a PlayStation exclusive thing, according to Wikipedia.
I don't know, but he's on your cam, Jay.
And I
Hey, I don't know that nigga.
7.
He ain't on PlayStation Nation.
Yeah, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, man.
I think that's a bot trying to pose as a pony. How nobody know this dude in the whole Twitter? Come on,
he might be
nobody
from joker from Brazil. Some joker's name in Brazil that be
that emu, that Mew, whatever the dude got. Y'all know that dude that got sued by
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I was looking at his channel, I think he was bonding for views. He had like 100,000 subscribers and like 200 views a video.
Damn.
Yeah. See.
Man, you can't be trusted, man.
Yeah.
Man, but yeah, fuck, man. Shit is definitely
it's crazy, man.
It's hell. I mean, I don't know. I think motherfuckers. People still upset about that motherfucking that Horizon Zero Dawn shit. I told you J Love talking about breaking niggas' jaws, talking about knock Ness the fuck out. Like shit, crazy, man.
Hey, Neff,
I need 5 minutes alone. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, man.
That shit you posted in the DMs, I was raw. I say that nigga went crazy.
Yo, I got that Discord message in the delay, and now I'm like, the fuck is going on? Why are you thinking of me at 2 in the morning?
Nigga told you you're gonna beat Neff the fuck up.
15 minutes. 1-on-1, just me and you, and I'm gonna beat you.
I told him don't bet against me. He won't want to put the money on it though.
Hey, that's big money. That's big money, dude, ain't it?
Yeah.
Hey, I always be asking Z, man, where you?
Hey,
man, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck be going on. Like that shit be spoiled. That's what that console war shit be going all the way left, man. Hey, what's up with we boot? Are we playing something? What we doing? Or y'all niggas out for the night?
Hey,
I'm supposed to be here in it, Rick. You play Call of Duty?
Yeah, I was playing early. I hopped in doing my thing too.
Post hopped on today, man. You playing again, Post, or you done for the night?
No, I'm up. I'm good. I'm finna enjoy my time while I got it before I go back to work.
Shit, man. Yeah, some ring up.
Yeah, Reckless252 with the $2. J-Dub, your student J Love surpassed you in capping.
Oh shit!
Yeah, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, I'm gonna do a show tomorrow. I'm gonna dedicate a little second part.
Yo, him and Aller, what's his name? Aller King.
Alucard the King.
Alucard
the King. Yo, them dudes, bro.
Aloysius.
Alucard doesn't know any better though.
Alucard, boy, them boys be super captain, bro.
Hey, yo, shout out to my man Gaming Channel with the sorcery. The motherfucker. I be telling y'all, Joe, there be some crazy shit going down on Twitch streams. But then we about to go.
But even he wasn't mad at Sony. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, he kept it funky on that. Then he came back with the sorcery. You know what I mean? But ladies, just listen. We're gonna take it over to Ad. Listen, you never know when that motherfucker gonna hop in, man. That motherfucker show the crazy as hell. Motherfucker, Parker want to fight Luca? Man, the fuck, Parker want to fight Luca?
Oh shit, I saw that. That shit.
Hey, AJ Filton with the $2. Nah, Jay, Sean busted you being on Crap's podcast. Lol.
Yo,
oh shit.
Yeah, you got you on that one. I'm not gonna lie.
was like, it's all sorcery. It's all sorcery.
Me, Post Up, Sean, Z, everybody who got caught capping and cooning, who was cooning on everybody else's shows.
I'm like, damn.
Y'all remember the episode we called Post Up on RDX?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was on Crap Show, and then Sean some kind of way.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie.
You had to force him.
Z was bad. He did that personal show. I can't trust none of you motherfuckers.
He came out that bitch.
You gonna have to replay that episode, Z. That's a classic.
J-Dubs. You're the biggest fool of us all. Racist. I said, oh shit. Well, ladies and gentlemen, going over to Twitch right now. Come on over, come fuck with your boy, man. We playing whatever. Y'all got anything booted up? Playing with the subscribers? Now we know.